Okay, this video I'm going to show you how I plan to make makeshift filters for my portable ventilator. As I showed you in another video, I have to get hinges. And these are basically just clamps. These should be made out of metal, but I made them out of wood for the time being, just for proof of concept. And the filter would go in here, and this is hogged out with a router, so the filter rests on top of this and it gives plenty of airflow through the filter. And there's one here and the other one goes up here. And you have little standoffs so the air can go in and out. So my original plan was to take these surgical masks. I bought these a couple years ago when my friend was very sick with a flu and I didn't want to catch it. I wanted to go visit him, so I put these surgical masks on. And they're kind of expensive, but I got a pack of 10 of them. And the plan is to cut those and put that in there. There's no activated charcoal. It has a little charcoal pack to keep it fresh and a little silica pack, silica gel. But there's no activated charcoal. It's just paper material. But it's a pretty good filter. I think it approaches, it's probably even better than an N95. But I want activated charcoal too, so that's going to help with the filtering. So I can cut these, which is kind of expensive. But I'm going to make my own makeshift, what I call last resort contingency filters that'll fit this. And also I can make adapters. I'm going to make adapters that'll go on here, that'll screw in. And then I can plug in real filters that I can buy online, like NBC, Nuclear Biological Chemical Filters. NATO brand has a special thread on there, and I can make adapters. So I can use just about any filter in the world, but I want to make my own filters for this. So let's see how I can try that. So I made one up real quick. Not too fancy. It's holding together. You know, farting around with this all day. I'm probably end up using 2 layers of paper, but I just want to show you a concept here. So I have 2 pieces of paper towel. I figure if you don't have any filtering, something's got to be better than nothing, right? So paper towel is not the best filter, but you couple this with carbon, and it'll probably make a pretty good filter. Plus, I'm going to make one of these out of plastic that clamp right into the bottom of the unit here. So it'll clamp right in. And that'll be made of plastic, and it'll be a little taller than this, and I'll be able to glue paper to the bottom of it, fill it with activated carbon, and glue another sheet on top. And when I'm done with the filter, I can take it and throw it in a bucket of hot soapy water that I keep out in the garage or something like that, and let it soak overnight and kill anything that's in there, and then scrape away the plastic and reuse the plastic, or just throw away the plastic if I can, injection mold them. But I want to be able to reuse things, so it's probably not the best thing, but I'm talking about last resort here. Like, you got nothing better to do, you got to do something. So that's another plan, but today we're just going to make cheesy little filters. So I outlined this. Remember, the clamp is going to clamp the edges of this all around, so that's where we want the glue to be. Alright, and I have my hot gun here, and we have our other sheet of paper ready to go. And what we're going to do is, and I have 2½ rounded teaspoons of activated carbon. Activated carbon is just basic plain old carbon, but it's been treated and heated, so it creates a very rough surface, a very large surface area. This carbon, 1 inch of this carbon has a surface area of like 30 square meters or something like that. It's ridiculous how much surface area is through the carbon. That's how activated carbon works. Plain old carbon won't work. It has to be activated carbon, so it has more surface area. And only have a spoon to do that, and a knife, a razor blade. Hopefully this is not going to stick to the floor. And this is not my favorite floor. This is my man cave floor, but I'll try to get this up. It's best to have put a piece of glass down, or maybe even if you have a nice piece of granite, which I like to use, but I got kicked out of the kitchen today. So we're going to do these steps very quickly. We're going to put the glue down, and then we're going to put the activated charcoal in between. Charcoal, carbon, same thing. So we're going to put a big fat bead glue, continuous, just on the inside of our border here. And we only have about a minute to work here before the glue starts to cool. Okay, pour our carbon in. Try to keep it away from the sides if possible. Okay, we put our other sheet down. And if I get this right, we're going to glue paper down. Looks like we got it, and we're going to push, and we're going to let that sit for about a minute. Let that glue get nice and firm. Of course, we really don't want to wrinkle. Okay. It looks good. You see that? You can hear I got a little bit. We're going to fix that. Okay. So now we're going to cut. Shoot, I don't have my scissors. Stand by. Pop. The scissors appear. Through the magic of television. So I'm going to cut this just on the outside. Of my red marking. Of course, I can make a jig for this and everything would be even easier. Just showing you how I'm making a cheap makeshift, just in case you got nothing else, better than nothing, activated charcoal filter. Now what I can do is I could put another bead of glue around this. Hopefully that'll sink in to the paper a little bit. Get a little stiffness around the edges, sort of like a reinforcement. Let that cool for a few seconds. And let that cool. Hopefully that'll fit in there and I'll be able to clamp this shut. And I'm going to put a weather stripping, a little thin. You can get this 1/4 inch weather stripping that I could trim and make an 1/8 of an inch gasket to go around this. Again, this should be made of metal. I'm going to make something different. This is just something I'm trying. I wanted to have a video for you today. But the concept was there to clip in filters that I can make pennies on the dollar. Remember, to keep things cheap. In times of great emergency, you have to be innovative and do what you can. If you can't get your hands on filters, you're going to have to make them. Alright? And that's still a little warm. We're going to let that sit. Matter of fact, I can put, I should have had a little fan here. I'm going to blow on it. And the perfectionist that I am, there's a little wrinkle there. It's not going to hurt anything. A little tacky. There we go. So, if I did this right, when I clamp this in, this will clamp like that, and you can see this is going to be, there's going to be a clamp that holds this, and the rubber seal around this will hold that in place. And because this has all been routed out like a manifold, there'll be plenty of room for air. The only problem with this filter is that the carbon is loose, which is why I'm going to make my own piece of plastic that'll probably just clamp on here somehow, and it'll be a little bit taller than this, and I'll be able to pack that, tamp down the carbon a little bit and put a filter on top, and maybe heavier filter, maybe even use this stuff, somehow. If I can get my hand, I'm gonna like to get a hand of this material. There's also a P100 filter material that I think uses activated carbon. It's if a pink 3M makes it, I like to get a roll of that. Then I can make some really nice filters, and I can make them as deep as I want. Be better than any filter you ever can find on the market. But that's all that's in these nuclear biological chemical NBC filters, is just a very fine filter material, activated carbon. That's it. So that's how that's going to work. Again, I can cut these. I can make adapters to put in, aftermarket filters that are available today, or I'm going to make my own special filter that's a plastic form that'll fit in here somehow, and then I can reuse that to make my own filter. So it's not the best thing. It's just an idea to throw at you. Comments welcome. Please be nice. Let's be respectful of each other. I'm just throwing out. You got a better idea, let me know, and I'll post it. Thank you.